I just found a massive leak for the new Interchain Station wallet, and it is better than we could have hoped for. Let's get into it. Massive shout out to danku_r who actually leaked this whole information and left the web address in here for us so we can go back and actually see what it looks like currently, as it has been updated a little bit since they ended up looking at this. Also, a massive shout out to Terra_money for actually retweeting his leak, which is kind of interesting, I guess. It is supposed to come out here within the next 24 to 48 hours, hopefully pending a Google review. So we should see this very soon. But let's take a look right away here at the station application. I have it on the website here of this test version. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, and I think it would be great for us to do a side-by-side comparison of the current Terra station versus the new station application. That way you can get a better understanding of what's actually changing here. Okay, right off the bat, we're going to have a couple changes that are going to occur to every single page here, just to the main website layout. So first off, I want to show you up above me here in this top right-hand side, you have a little tab that you can pull out for wallet. And if you do that, it pulls out this awesome tab right above me that'll show your total asset value, the total dollar value. It's also going to show you how much of every single asset you have, what the dollar value of those assets are, and the price change of those assets. You also have this add token menu right here, which is really nice. So you can just start adding a bunch of different things and see those price changes as well once this is all updated and added correctly. And the other cool thing is if I click on this Luna one right above me, you can see pulls it up and it actually shows what chains this is on as well. So as we have cryptocurrencies with wrapped versions on different chains, or however this works out, we'll be able to see those on the different chains as well to see, hey, maybe this one's cheaper on this other chain. Now, another thing that's not a super big deal, but I feel like it's worth pointing out, if we look at the bottom left-hand corner, this section, we'll notice a couple differences. So first of all, prices by CoinGecko. So they are doing this live price updating, as you can see in this wallet menu right above me again, where it's showing the price change, and it is going to show the dollar values of everything in the future. But that is provided by CoinGecko, so we get some insight into that, as well as they kind of reset a couple things. So there's a setup thing right here and a documentation one right here. We're going to circle back to those at the end of the video, but let's talk more about the meat and potatoes behind this. Okay, so here's the normal staking page that you're used to. You can see the different validators. You can sort by voting power. You can sort by commission. You can see there's 130 in the active set, stake Luna, earn rewards. This is what the normal one looks like. And this, of course, I'm on V2 on it right now, so it doesn't show the giant classic thing at the top. If we go over to station though, and we want to compare here, you can see they have a manual stake tab and a quick stake tab. Now this manual stake tab is what's most familiar for a lot of you with what we've been using so far. Now, it currently does not show something of the number of validators in the active set. As you can see, it has over here on the Terra station. So the new station doesn't have that, but we can see right here, we have these 3 different networks, and we can switch between this super easily. Just watch this, watch this, watch this. Boom, we're switching between the one right now, and there you go. There are the validators for this other one. Boom, we're gonna do the same thing. There we go, validators for this other one. Sort by voting power, just like you're used to. Sort by commission, just like you're used to. So this looks very familiar. You can also show inactive validators. This is a new option. Now, I'm not quite sure why this was decided to be included. I could definitely see some potential, but it seems like it's an interesting feature for them to add this right here. So you have the option to show inactive validators as well. That is something we did not have previously, so it's a nice little thing to have. Now, one of the coolest features here is this quick stake. So quick stake selects validators that are outside of the top third by voting power. So not the biggest validators outside of that top third. Charge 5% commission or less, have not been slashed recently, so haven't been penalized basically, and they are in the active set. And so what happens if you go over to this tab, you can delegate, and it's going to actually put some of your, in this case, Luna, onto a validator randomly that meets those requirements. So it's not going to be a big validator. It's a double-sided blade here. You have the advantage of not having to research these different validators, but as part of that, you don't really get to pick who you're delegating with. And so you could run into a couple problems here. So it's something important to notice. Something that's really nice is these warnings when you go to undelegate from this quick state selection. A maximum of 7 undelegations can be processed at the same time. Undelegating funds do not accrue rewards and are locked for 21 days. But what's cool is if we switch networks, we can see that updated. Now it says 28 days for Juno Network. The next one says 14 days, as well as, again, the little ticker thing right here is updating as you switch networks. It's a nice little thing. It's not that big of a deal, but it's really nice for people to get these warnings and know, hey, this is going to be locked for 28 days. That was a big thing we ran into with Terra Luna Classic, where people freaked out, they undelegated and didn't know they couldn't access their money for a period of time. And so while this quick stake tab doesn't really enable people to research their validators and know who they're picking, that's really what the manual tab over here is for. And instead, this quick stake tab is used to help push for more decentralization, help push for a stronger blockchain that can be protected against bad actors and hackers, some of our biggest threats. Okay, if we continue on, we can see governance tab from Terra Station. Looks very familiar, of course, to all of you voting, deposit, pass, rejected. With the new station application, it also looks similar but slightly different. So one of the big things is that you can actually see next to each proposal, it's going to have the little symbol for the network, so you can know which network this proposal is applying to. You can select by which network you want to see. You can show all the networks, and so it gives you a little bit more flexibility here to see the governance of what's going on, maybe on your favorite network, but also on these other networks. And it also makes it very clear as to what networks you're looking at, which is something that I think is really nice. Another thing that you can see on Station is a minimum deposit amount that's right behind me here, a maximum deposit period, and voting period. So you can see kind of the basic information for governance. If we hop back over to Station, one thing that's cool is you can see similar thing here, the different periods, but it also, again, updates depending on the network you're looking at. So here you can see a different deposit amount, different maximum deposit period, and different voting period. And again, same with this other network. And so it's really nice where, again, you can see all of it together. You can see each one individually and get a little bit more information if you want to. And it's just such a seamless transition. I mean, you press one button to switch which network you wanted to look at here, and then you can see a totally new set of information, new proposals, all of that. So you might notice a couple differences that is actually missing from the new station, but exists on Terra Station. Well, if you look right above me here, we can see two tabs, the NFT tab and the contract tab. Those do not exist on the Station application. Now, this might be something that's added in the future. I'm not sure why they removed this, but this was something that, granted, didn't get a ton of use, but if you did use it, it was exceptionally valuable. Okay, circling back to some of those earlier changes that we talked about that they made. First off, you can actually click down here on the Powered by CoinGecko, and it just takes you to the generic CoinGecko website. Not a big deal. We can also click on this Setup button, which I think is kind of cool in the bottom left right here. We click on this, it creates this nice page for us that they've updated, and you can see, hey, oh, I want to download the Chrome extension, Firefox extension. Here's the link to it. Now, I already had this because they're going to be updating the current version to the new Station version, but this is where it's going to be. And then it gives you also some instructions. So maybe I want to do the desktop version. Here are the different instructions. It's a lot better looking than it used to be. So it's a really nice setup change here. We can also see the documentation tab. So the documentation tab, again, they've kind of made a couple changes to the Terra docs. It looks very similar to what it used to look like, so it's not insanely different, but they've changed some stuff. So instead of, up here it's saying install Terra Station, it just says install Station. Instead of Terra Station Desktop, it just says Station Desktop. So they've kind of come through, rebranded everything, given some updated instructions. So they're definitely getting ready for this launch for sure. As far as this update that we received from Jared from TFL earlier, he said just waiting on Google to approve our updated extension, then Interchain Station is a go. Firefox is already approved, and so they are getting ready to actually launch this. Someone also asked what happens about the desktop version. Desktop will launch at the same time. So this is going to be a really nice thing for us to expect to see really soon. We're just waiting on Google to actually approve this extension change and update. So we're on the edge of our seats here getting ready to do this, and this is going to be big for us because as we can see with the Station application, as other projects on these different ecosystems go to the Station application, they're going to see our names. They're going to see Terra Luna Classic listed among the list of these other networks. And they're going to go, hey, what is this Terra Luna Classic? Let me check it out. Oh, staking. They can see our validators. They can go to governance tab, see what is Terra Luna Classic up to, and they can see the stuff that we're doing. And so it's really important for us as we move forward here to definitely set a good impression because people are going to see it. If we have a lot of just nonsense going on in our ecosystem, if we have a lot of scam proposals, for example, still getting pushed through on Terra Station or the new Station application, it's going to make us look bad. And so we definitely want to get some of those things resolved, get things cleaned up, make ourselves look professional. That way these different applications on the different networks will see us and go, hey, maybe I want to look into this more. Maybe I want to look more into Terra Luna Classic, get integrated into Terra Luna Classic, join us, bring utility to our ecosystem, and help build us up for the future.